Hello, and welcome to this edition of the Discover Montcalm Podcast. And today we're going to talk about digital dominance in the Montcalm County web era. That's Discover Montcalm Podcast, having dominance in the digital world within the internet and Montcalm County. We just looked at the 2025 numbers. JR from West Michigan Technology and Design Solution and myself took a look at some of the numbers, and we were kind of blown away with the idea that this podcast, with its kind of small footprint in Montcalm County, I mean, we're not talking about beer or something that could reach a nationwide or a worldwide audience. We're talking about something that has a, kind of a local, regional topic, but within that topic, our impact report that we're going to share here was pretty staggering. Last year, our platform reached 111,689 unique visitors. We saw nearly 500,000 page views and closed out the year with 875,000 total hits. Not bad for a local podcast that tells stories about local people and our community. But here's what those numbers actually represent. They represent dominance. They prove that when we tell stories about Montcalm County and its people, the world doesn't just listen. It kind of just leans in just a little bit. Discover Montcalm has become a digital town square, so to speak, and our gates are wide open. We aren't just talking to businesses. We're building a small little legacy. Whether you're a retailer on Main Street, a local farm feeding a region, a church serving your congregation, or a nonprofit changing lives, your story belongs on the Discover Montcalm podcast. I want to hear from the educators that are shaping the future of our young people. I want to hear from historical societies that can share the history, because we're at a spot where, we're always losing our historians. I want to catch up with those people and tell their stories before those people are gone. I want to sit down with families that have generational legacies that we can share their stories, people that have been here for generations. Let's dive into their families and their impact on what has been going on here for generations, as I just said. Let's make sure this history is archived way beyond us. It's business, it's industry, it's manufacturing, it's farming, it is nonprofits. The list goes on. If it's an industry, if it's something that you would find, let's date myself for a minute. If you could have found it in the Yellow Pages, we need to be talking about it today. Because if it's on the internet, we need to be talking about it and we need to be sharing it. So yes, I'm on my soapbox a little bit, but I would love to continue to share this story with you.
The Discover Montcalm Podcast wants to thank West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions, WGLM 106.3 FM, DW Video, and Business Growth Engine. Thank you for your support.
Now here's why. When you bring a story to me and I set you down, let's see, let's get a shot here. When I set you down right over here and we have this discussion, you're sharing your organization and what you bring to the table. Our numbers grow because it's your story, it's your content. And when those numbers grow and we spotlight you, our community gets bigger and brighter. Every hit, every visit, and every download puts a focus on Montcalm County. It drives maybe tourism. It supports local commerce, brings business in, and it provides that small town feel that we need. You know, with maybe a little big city impact. I don't know if that's really the case, but it keeps the businesses alive so that when the local baseball team comes to that business and says, hey, can you support us and put your name on our uniforms? That business can step up and say, yes, I can do that. And that only happens when you support that business because they have the money to do that. You know, and that's, again, trying not to be on my soapbox, but I know that they cannot support the community if you don't support them. Your story is the fuel for this engine. By being part of this show, you aren't just marketing your organization, you are helping grow the entire community. You know, it's SEO. It's bringing people into Vesterberg, into Edmore, into Carson City. And I can list all of the communities, Crystal and Sheridan and Howard City, Lakeview. And I know I'm going to forget one here along the way, but Coral. It's important that all of these stories that we do, we tag the town and the location. And that's what kind of helps bring these stories to life, because Google loves content, and that's what's helping us build this. And with the help from Stephen Rainwater from Business Growth Engines, and JR from West Michigan Technology and Design Solutions, and Cara and Dillinger from M106.3 FM from the radio station. You know, all these community partners are coming together to help the Discover Montcalm podcast get the word out. And one interesting fact that when I was stating the facts earlier that I didn't put in here that I think is pretty cool, that a half a terabit of digital information went out last year. And what that means is, let me peel the onion away. All of our MP3 files are stored on our website, which is hosted by West Michigan Technology and Design Solution, and JR is in charge of that. So when you go to discovermontcalmpodcast.com, that's what JR and his team are providing for us. All of the MP3 files are there. A half a terabit, which is thousands of audio files and data, have been taken from his server and shared out through iHeart. Let me make sure I get them all right here. Through Pandora, Apple Podcast, and iHeart. They've been downloaded and listened. The people that have been on the podcast, their stories are now sitting somewhere in someone's podcast or on their computers or on their phones. So it's important that this information gets out there. So I'm asking if you would like to be on the show. Give me a call, 231-250-9624. If you want to sit right over there and you want to share your story. So for those of you that are listening, I'm pointing to the chair across from me. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, you can see the chair across from me. 231-250-9624. or you can go and email me at Duane, D-U-A-N-E, at dwvideo.com. We record these at the studio of dwvideo.com here in Howard City. But this year, 2026, we're offering a couple things that I want to bring to your attention that I think are going to be kind of fun. We are bringing the podcast to you. We are going to offer On Location, where we come to you and feature your business at your location, and you can share your content with the world. These videos then can be embedded on your site, just like if they were sitting here on, right across the table from me here. All of these videos are shareable, and you can put them on, embed them on your site. But now we can take that and you can embed it on your website, put it on your social media, and that will be available for you. So there will be a fee for that because, it's production, and that's what I do here at dwvideo.com. The option of coming in here and sitting across the table is always available. But another option is coming out to you. So that's an exciting thing that's going to be happening in 2026. Another thing that's happening is we are doing chatting local segments. I have been asked by quite a few people to, that don't live in Montcalm County, how can we get on the show? Well, I have to be careful with this one because I want to make sure I don't dilute the message of Discover Montcalm. So I've come up with a way to do this, and it's called Chatting Local. So we're going to be doing some Chatting Local segments that when I do a Chatting Local segment, it's when we go outside of the county line. So a Chatting Local segment is when we go outside of the boundaries of Montcalm County, and we'll do some stories. So we'll do a few of those this year as well. And then something that I'm kind of excited about, because through Stephen Rainwater from Business Growth Engines and JR from West Michigan Technology and Design Solution and myself from DW Video, we are going to be putting together some Tuesday tech tips. There's a lot of people out there in business and industry that we want to be able to help. So we're going to be talking about search engines. We're going to be talking about how to start a podcast. We're going to be talking about things that deal with AI. Whether you're for it or against it, it doesn't matter. We're going to be giving you some tools and some ways to help. I came across a person the other day that they have over, I think the gentleman has like 3 million followers on YouTube, and his wife has almost 1 million. I would like to get them on and be able to talk to them so they can help you. So we're going to be offering, Tech Tuesdays as we move forward. So Discover Montcalm Podcast is going to be expanding a little bit, but being able to help. And not only, our biggest focus is still going to be you. 231-250-9624. 231-250-9624. I want to be able to tell your story. And the more stories we tell, maybe we can get over 1 million unique followers. Maybe over 1 million hits. Maybe 1 million, terabits. The idea here is it's your story. Let's bring Montcalm County to life and share what we have. Share your business and let's tell it. And give me a call, 231-250-9624. On that note, you can follow the Discover Montcalm podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Check us out on Pandora, Apple, and iHeart. You can check us out at discovermontcalmpodcast.com. Always reach out to me at 231-250-9624. My name's Duane, the host and producer. Thank you for listening to all of the things that we've got going here. I look forward to it. On a side note, if you're interested in starting a podcast, get with me. I will consult with you. If you want to start your podcast here. I can help you out with production, and we can get you on that road where you can share your knowledge and you can be an expert in your field. 231-250-9624. Remember to buy and shop locally.
The Discover Montcalm Podcast is produced by content creator Dwayne Weed at DW Video and Multimedia LLC at dwvideo.com or call 231-250-9624.